Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, easy seated position, relaxing the jaw, dropping those shoulders down. So we've got 45 minutes here of happiness. I'm getting our Zen on so that when we go on through our day, it'll be easier to practice non-attachment. Which doesn't mean to like completely disconnect, it just means to acknowledge what we feel and not allow it to consume us. Chest is lifted, spine is long. Setting your intention for your practice. Looking for any imbalances between the right side and the left side of the body. Eyes stay closed. Lining up the ears above the sit bone. And then let's go ahead and loosen up the neck, moving the head all around in circles. Breathing in and breathing out. I'm going to record this class today. So I did a video earlier on capacity. You can see that on the website, capacidad. 2 videos, yeah. One just an introduction and the other one's a practice video. And today, let's do some equilibrium, which kind of holds hands with capacity. Yeah. Reverse the direction. Equilibrium helps us with our, it's very similar to like maintaining our homeostasis. What is homeostasis? Homeostasis is when we are feeling balanced. Yeah. When our body is needing balance. So keeping those eyes closed, staying connected with the breath. Just observing the right side from the left body. And breathe. Do you feel more hot on your right side or the left side of your neck? And it's amazing how habits can like set into our bodies and then shift our skeleton. So all week we're focusing on the skeleton with our spine. So bringing our awareness to our cervical spine, 7 vertebrae here. Go ahead and palpate and massage the neck. You should already know which side is a little bit tighter. And today might be different than yesterday unless you have a habit of like, I have a habit of tilting my head this way because of the injury that I have. So I have to be like, ah, and then my eyes kind of sit a little weird in my head. And all of that is through habit from an injury. And I'm constantly stretching out the neck to break up scar tissue, because we know if we have scar tissue, yeah, that stuff sets in quickly, yeah, and it just starts to branch out like weeds. So whichever side is tighter, I want you to spend a little bit more time massaging that side. A little bit more time massaging that side. Sometimes the muscle fibers such as the scalenes that go from your neck, your cervical spine, underneath your collarbones into your ribs. Sometimes your scalenes, you can pluck them like the strings of a cello or a bass. And breathing in and out. Keeping the jaw soft, because when the jaw is clenched, then we're automatically tapping into the sympathetic nervous system and releasing stress hormones, such as cortisol and adrenaline. So let's welcome some dopamine into our lives. Okay, then what I want you to do is you're going to take your fingers, 4 fingers to each side of your neck and kind of push, like push your head around at the neck region, just kind of loosening up the cervical spine. 7 vertebrae here. Then remember the phrenic nerve that goes to our diaphragm originates between the C3 and C5 vertebrae. And then just massage, moving the head like a bobblehead, breathing, getting to the base of your skull. Staying connected with the breath. Good, and then bring your hands underneath or on the sternum and lift the chin up. As you do this, the energy is going to go out of your elbows. And we're looking for equilibrium, balance here. Muscles in the neck are going to shift the position of the head, the way that nerves carry downward or upward. Now refine the movement as you press into the chest and you're sliding the hands down. You're lifting the chin up. Very subtle, refined movement. So you're fine tuning. We have big muscles that are kind of like first responders, and then we have the secondary muscles, and then we have deeper muscles. Secondary is like, okay, first responders, they did work, right? And then we've got the next that kind of help to gather and refine, and then we have the deeper muscles, fine tuning. So see if you can tap into some of those deeper muscles here, breathing in and breathing out, and then keeping the jaw relaxed. Because our brain stem, we talked about the brain all last week, the brain stem, yeah, it's like where that connects to that central nervous system. When these muscles are tight and imbalanced, things short circuit, and that bridge starts to crumble. And the way we think, rationalize things, we do it more through primal states, reptilian brain, or stressed out brain. And then we don't use the other lobes. So give yourself grace. Breathing. Let's do a nice sigh. Inhale. And again, breathe in. Let's bring our opposite leg in front, take ourselves into our twist. We know how good that is. Twist over to the right side. And then just wiggle around here. Go ahead and wiggle around from the neck to the waist. Get to know what's happening with this twist. How far can you go with this twist? Where is there any tautness, any balance is what we're looking for, helping to maintain our equilibrium and our homeostasis. So you're doing just a little swaying movement, just feeling it out, breaking up any cobwebs. This is good to do every morning. Muy bien. Now let's go ahead and just make note where your hand is, your back hand, how far you are in this twist. Now what's your go-to posture? Are you really down through the sit bones? Are you lifting the chest up? Are you bringing the belly button in? Lifting up through the pelvic floor. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, release. Let's move to the other side. Oh, so good. And then wiggle around here. Wiggle from the neck to the waist, little cow-cats. Sort of shimming. Always breathing in and breathing out. Observing subtle movements. You want the muscles to glide against one another because with injuries or surgeries, yeah, or even just not moving enough, that's gonna make the muscles sticky. Muscle fibers are gonna stick together, muscles against muscles. So move, move, move. Lubricate those muscles. Get that synovial fluid flowing. We want slimy, slimy blood. All right, twisting. Stay in that twist. Just notice where you are in this twist, where your backhand is. Are you rooting down through your sit bones? Lifting up through the crown of the head. What are you feeling here in the neck? Is this side easier to twist than the other side? Breathe in, exhale, release. Bring your shoulders up. Roll them back and down. Inhaling, shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Whichever side was tighter or more difficult for you, you're going to go back to that side. So whichever side is tighter, and you can kind of like take a moment and be like, okay, which side was it? And then go to that side. Make sure the jaw stays soft. You can either wiggle around here or not. You choose. Either way, keep lifting up through the Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor. Bringing your belly button in. Breathing into the chest cavity, because a lot of times we can easily bypass the chest and swallow life. Yeah, but let your lungs do their work. They're magic. Good. Inhale, really go deeper into this twist. And then release. Shoulders up, back and down. Come to tabletop. You're going to go ahead and push into your child's pose for a moment. And when you bring yourself to your child's pose, yeah, spread the toes as wide as you can. Use your hands to kind of push yourself back into your heels. Great for the knees. And sway a little here from side to side, massaging the tops of the feet, the front of the ankles. And keep spreading the toes as wide as you can. We are in the season of autumn. So the emotions that we are doing, or the emotion is grief, which is very much about surrendering. Recognizing we can't control everything. We can shift our breathing, but we can't like stop our heartbeats. But we can increase our heartbeats. Here, just notice what side is tighter, the right or the left side on the front of the ankles. And then apply a little bit more weight on the side that's tighter, which means the opposite arm is gonna make you lean to that side. Make sure you're bringing that belly button in. We're in, with this season, the lungs and the large intestine. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the nose. So it goes ascending, transcending, descending. Right side is the ascending colon, transcending. Right underneath that diaphragm, and then descending colon. And then work our way to our tabletop. Go ahead and flip your feet and take yourself into your downward facing dog or standing forward fold. Bend those knees, walking it out. Pumping the calves, which we know is the second heart. Moving the lymph upward. Really great inversion here. Letting your head hang. And then tuck your chin into the chest, preventing yourself from getting lightheaded when you come up. So if you have high blood pressure, at some point you'll have to come into tabletop if it's not managed. So you are controlling the floodgates to the brain, the blood, and the circulation, and the life. Breathing in, breathing out. Great stretch here. Downward dog. Notice where is your mind. We're going to take it back to tabletop. Push back to your child's pose. Imprint on that side. So you want the cells on the side that's tighter on the top of the ankles to be like, okay, I'm getting it. I get it, you know? And so whichever side is tighter that you are leaning over to, lean again over to that side. Keep spreading the toes wide. We are doing equilibrium today. We're looking for that balance. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the tongue. Think about the times that you've stubbed your toe and how it throws you all off just from stubbing a toe, because it's all connected. Good, breathe in, breathe out, come to tabletop, flip your feet, cow position, lifting the chin up, drawing the shoulders back, and let's go ahead and just lengthen the neck. Keep bringing the belly button into the spine, booty is up, shoulders back, jaw is relaxed, stretching the front of the neck. You know the little flowers that people put on their cars? Yeah, it's just kind of like, hello, and those little plastic flowers, and I'm like, hello, little flower. Be like that. Breathing. Good. Now let's walk our hands over to the right. Nice side bend. Walk as far to the right as you can. Yep. And squeeze that right side body. Stretching the left side. When our waist is shortened from just collapsing energetically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, when the waist is shortened, it basically takes the diaphragm and shoves it up into that chest cavity, and then the vertebrae of the lumbar spine, the lower back, and the vertebrae of the thoracic spine start to shift from right to left if we have one side that's tighter than the other. So just become familiar with tightness here in the side obliques. And then go to the other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Intentionally walking. Go ahead and flip those feet if you want. Feeling that nice stretch here. On that right side, squeeze that left side so that descending colon getting massaged. You're breaking up any crud in that colon. So if you haven't pooped today, it's gonna help. Becoming familiar. Is this side tighter? And then let's slowly come right back to center. You're gonna come back to your downward facing dog. Familiarizing yourself with your waist. Notice if you have one hip that scrunches towards the ribs a little bit more than the Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose, coming back to your tabletop. Push back to that child's pose. Again, imprinting, still going back to that side. That needs a little bit more stretch on the front of your ankle. How this works is that if we're stretching the front of the ankles, we're working the calves. The calves represent the future and moving forward. They also are that secondary heartbeat that moves that lymphatic system upward. So we are working the calves, which means we're stretching the front, the shin. And the shin plays with the heel. The heel represents the past, when we get stuck in the past. The right side is the masculine part of us. The left side is the feminine. Think feminine, heart, nurturing. So we might find, holy cow, my shin is tighter on my masculine side. And because it's the season of grief and autumn and letting go, we can think, oh, okay, this is coming up for me. Breathing in and breathing out. This little movement will make a difference on how your body cleanses itself. How you give your body permission to cleanse itself. All because you're stretching the top of your ankle. How you push off of that foot, yeah, or in your balancing poses, how you stay rooted. Take another good breath in. On your exhale, come right back to your tabletop. Flip those feet if you want to, and then whichever side was tighter for you, for your side bend. You're gonna go back to that side bend and you're gonna stretch out that side. So everybody's gonna be different. My left side's a little bit tighter for me. Actually, my right side, so I'm mirroring you. So equilibrium, homeostasis, balance, side bend to the side that is more difficult for you. You might even feel this stretch happening between your ribs. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. Tell your body, dopamine, give me some dopamine. I want some dopamine. I want some feel-good hormone. Tell your gut, let's make some serotonin for happiness. Inhale and exhale. Let's slowly come right back to center and to a standing forward fold. So bring yourselves back to that cervical spine. You're going to bring your hands to the back of your head, back of your neck, and massage the back of your neck, right at the base of the skull. Remember, how your head is tilted depends on what's happening with your muscles. As you're here, you might find the body swaying. The right foot to the left foot. From the front of the feet to the back of the feet. Then fine tune, notice how you're putting the weight, and then shift the weight in the feet. Toes are forward, feet are hip distance apart. How you're putting the weight in all four corners of the feet, drawing the energy up through the arches. Deep stretch here on your entire back body. Tractioning the spine. When the hamstrings are tighter on one side, it's going to cause the body to fold more on that side, which will apply more pressure on nerves that go to muscles and organs. Release the arms down to the earth. Breathing in, breathing out. Come up halfway. Hands to the thighs. Squeeze the shoulders back. Nice neutral spine. Keep lifting up through your core. If you want to, you can get your hands to the core. Now, your hamstrings and your calves and your glutes, they're partly firing because you're not falling forward. So they're doing work to kind of hold you up. Think about pushing down with the heels, and then imagine the heels going outward, but they're not really moving. And you're going to feel this nice opening up in that SI joint as your thighs spin inward, keeping your knees pointed forward, keeping your core lifted up, working your back. Breathe in, breathe out. Now sweep your arms up, reaching up, coming up. Interlace those fingers, press up through your palms. Breathing, lengthening the front body. Nice little side bends with back bends here. Keep pushing your hips forward. Side bends and back bends. Oh my goodness. How good does that feel? Oh my gosh. Oh. Make some noise if you want. Make some noise. Looking for any imbalances here, any tightness on one side, stay on that side if you've got a little bit more on a certain side. And stretch it out, breathe. You don't have to go far. If you find it difficult to breathe, then you've gone too far. That's just kind of how it goes. Yep, so go where it's safe and comfortable and easy for you to breathe the deep breaths, and then use that breath to go further. Today might be different. Yeah, this morning might be different than yesterday morning. Yeah. Or today or this morning might be different than later on today, depending on what happens in our life. Breathe in, breathe out, come right back to center, swan dive, folding. Roll on up slowly. Shoulders up, back and down. You're gonna bring your hands to your hips. I want you to think about taking your thumbs and just kind of pushing your hips forward. You're gonna take your left foot and you're gonna step your left foot back, but you're on the toenails of that left foot. And then you're gonna lift your chin and your chest. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep bringing the belly button in. Find that awesome stretch on the top of the foot, but also look for the stretch in the front of your left hip. Do not lock your right knee. You always want to micro bend and push that right foot evenly into the earth, really spreading the toes. Then close the eyes, balancing here. Whee! There I went. Oh my gosh, that's the hurricane. I'm blaming it on the hurricane. I'm giving my power over. I'm surrendering. Keep opening up your chest. Take another good breath in. Go ahead and release. Bring your arms forward and just kind of wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Like wiggle, stretching your back. Reach through your fingers. Be like, whoa, like that. Yeah. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Shoulders up, back and down. Sticking your right leg out. Toenails down. Left thumb or right thumb pushes your hip forward, sliding the sacrum down. Lifting the chin, lifting the chest. And then trying to close the eyes. Drop the shoulders down. Notice with the eyes closed on that left foot, what wants to come off of the floor, reground it, have a conversation with your roots. breathing, heart opening. Nice back bend. Very static pose here. Breathe in, breathe out, go ahead and release. Sweep the arms up again. Interlace those fingers, press up through the palms, side bend. Side to side. Move in circles here. Breathing in and breathing out. Do at least 3 circles in one direction. And then reverse the direction. Good. And then let's come right back to center. Swan dive, fold. Take a moment to acknowledge which side on that back bend that we just did, which side was more difficult for you. And then roll on up. Shoulders up, back and down. Remember, your right side is masculine, left side feminine. So you're gonna go back to the side that is more, whichever side was harder for you. So toenails on the floor, and you can do both and see which one. I've never met somebody that was completely balanced, so let's be realistic. Right? There's gonna be one or the other. I have daddy issues, so my right side, and sometimes I have mommy issues, so sometimes my left side. Yeah. So today, Bobby, right here. So I'm gonna be like, I surrender. What do I need to comprehend, to transcend? Oh my goodness. Breathing. I always have to remind myself, we're doing the best that we can as parents. And our parents did the best that they could. Yep. Cycles were broken, which is awesome. New cycles are beginning. They broke cycles, we break cycles. It's just cycles, cycles and cycles, cycles. And then let's go ahead and release. Take it back into your fold. Bring your right leg back. Bring your right leg back. Come into pyramid pose. Pulling your left hip. Right leg back, left hip. Now you just pull that left hip back. Get a nice stretch on the top of your left foot. A nice stretch on your front hamstring, your back calves. Try to get your stomach, the left side of your stomach or abdominal region. Yeah, push that against that left thigh if you can. Lift up through the arches of the feet. When you bring the awareness to the front foot, make sure the foot's not rolling out or collapsing in, that you're creating a nice spring here with your arch. Inhale and exhale, go ahead and step forward. Roll up, shoulders up, back and down, mountain pose. Sweep your arms up. Volcano pose, back bend, hips forward. Sometimes the booty goes back. Don't let the booty go back. Let the booty go forward. Push your hips forward. And then swan dive, fold. Step your left leg back, pyramid pose. Pulling your right hip back. Observing that right foot, the way that you're putting the energy into the foundation. You're pressing your right abdominal side, your ascending colon, into the right thigh. You're squeezing the lymphatic system, that inguinal area. essentially right between your pubic bone and your hip bone on the right. Your left gluteus maximus is working. You're not clenching. Inhale and exhale, step forward. Roll on up. When you're rolling up, you have this incredible opportunity to find equilibrium between the feet. And then you get to stack the skeleton. Shoulders up, back and down, mountain pose. Mountain pose. So if we can draw a line right through our bodies, right side and left side would be as close to balanced as possible. Notice how you're standing here. When we lay down in bed at the end of the day, we're essentially, that corpse pose is kind of like mountain except relaxed. So everything kind of falls into place wherever it is, wherever the muscles are tight. So as you're here, imprint a nice curve in your lumbar spine, yeah, thoracic spine, cervical spine, and then in that little tailbone area, it scoops down. Yeah. Imprint that here. Imprint length through each side of the spine, and then the waist. I don't know if it's like a gauge, gout. Gauge is what it is. We're gauging, we're like our own gauge, and mountain pose is one of the best poses in our living hours to gauge where we're out of balance. And if you're ever unsure, look at a mirror, look at yourself in a mirror and see which shoulder's higher, which hip is higher, which way you're leaning, which way your head is tilting. Good, now bring your shoulders up, roll them back and down. We're just gonna shake. Jackie's in Iceland. Oh my gosh, she's having a jolly time in Iceland, seeing the Northern Lights. No, maybe not Iceland, Norway. She's different places. So excited for her, but this is called the Jackie. Just do the Jackie, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, that's this. Shake it out, just shake it, shake it, shake it. Loosen up any cobwebs. Would be like, whatever you can't control, just like that. Whoop, I lost my ear. Shake it out, shake it out. Okay. All right, so now, it's like the storms, they come in and the sand goes shh. You're gonna lie down onto your back into Savasana, final resting. And so wherever your body lands, you're gonna observe any imbalances. Oh my goodness. So, Savasana. You can just be like, sigh it out. Bringing your awareness to the placement of your heels. What's up with your heels? Are you rolled out with your feet? Rolled in? Are your feet pointed away from you? Are your feet pointed towards you? What is like relaxed state for the muscle fibers of your body? That will tell you how to walk. Are you rolled to the outsides of the legs, inside, or are they neutral? So all the stuff that you start up with that shaking, feel it settling. Do your hips feel rotated? If so, a little thing that you can do for the hips is use your hand, whichever side of the hip is pressing down into the ground more, take that same side hand and then wedge it underneath your hip bone. And that'll bring you more to neutral position for your pelvis. We're always looking over our shoulders. Our spine's always going to be twisted. If we're anxious of the future, the weight's always going to be in the balls of the feet and the calves are always going to be tight. Now we're laying here. Do you find that you have a natural little arc between your lower back and the ground? If you don't, then that's something that we work on. How are the back of your ribs resting on the floor, on the ground, on the mat? Do you find that you are twisting? Find that your waist is longer on one side than the other. Your shoulder blades resting against the earth. And a nice little curve behind your neck. Or do you find that your head is tilted one way or another? And even the position of the arms. Now you might have one hand wedging underneath your hip. You can always move that. I'm just going to see. The arms should flap open like wings with the palms up to the sky. Wiggle the toes and fingers. Slide your feet in, exhale and exhale. To do that, tuck your tailbone under. Now your lower back rests onto the floor, jaw, the knees into the chest, and hug from side to side, rocking, massaging again. Ascending, transcending, descending colon, filling up the lungs. Remember, we don't breathe into the belly, we breathe using the diaphragm. The lungs and the collarbones rise up on your inhale. Roll on over to the right side. Then push yourself up, coming into an easy seated pose. I'm gonna say go to hero as an option, just because we were stretching part of your foundation. Maybe lean a little bit over to the side that's a little tighter. You can sit on a block as an option. Move the shoulders. Comprehend to transcend. What did you understand and get with your body today based on equilibrium? And then nice and tall, sweep the arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. Nice breath in. Let it go. Breathe in and out. One Thank you, mind body. Thanks for letting us guide you. Peace be with you. Namaste. I hope you have a beautiful day. Que lo pasen bien.